All I know is something big is coming, some big event, a big change, a big shift in the consciousness of humanity. It's already underway and it is going to expedite and be in a quickening, ever quickening phase over the next 2 to 5 years. I deliberated on whether to share this information or not. It may not be new to some of you. In hindsight, it's relevant. And so if you're a subscriber to this channel, then you may find this interesting. If you found this video for the first time, then welcome. To give you a little bit of backstory, it was the year 2012. In the lead up to the end of that year where I experienced a spontaneous bloom or a spontaneous awakening. It wasn't the first time, but this time was different. This time was very, very different. See, the years leading up to 2012, there had been a progressive unwinding of my life from a big business in health and healing and medicine, rehabilitation, working with CEOs and athletes and Olympians and celebrities and all the people. Throughout those times, there was a pushing and an effort against the fabric of the outer reality, constantly hustling and grinding and wanting more, never really satisfied with life and never really satisfied with what I had, to the point where I lost myself in the acquiring of stuff, inverted commas. So the things. And so that progressive unwinding brought me into an incredible transformation within myself, having had worked with already thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs, business owners, all the people in the years leading up to that. I arrived at this point where it didn't matter anymore, because after a couple of days where there was a big intensive event and I had positioned myself energetically to hold space for so many people, and there were hundreds of people here. And so at the end of this event, after 3, possibly 4 long days, there was one moment where I received one message with one mission. I'll go into greater detail if you want that information in a later video. In that moment where everything had dissipated, everyone had left, and it was just myself and my mentor at the time. One moment, there was a flash and everything turned black. It was a nanosecond, and yet a torrent of information poured into my being. And that information has stayed with me ever since. And it has laid a little bit dormant over the last, you could say, 10 years for this moment right now. That information that I share, that I received in that moment, was life-changing, absolutely life-changing. Metaphysics, consciousness, spirituality, human potential, mindset, quantum leaping, none of that was new to me to this point. In that moment, my understanding of time, my understanding of space and relevance, my understanding of entanglement, quantum physics, neuroscience, the mechanics of the universe, life, our purpose, our reason for being here, our connection to interdimensional, intradimensional intelligence, to God, to source, to the infinite, all was received in one massive download to move more progressively, more intently, more deliberately into the present moment, moving into that place where I received one clear message: to lead the light, to lead the way. And this is a message for us all, because it's not to create followers, it's to awaken leaders. No followers, leaders. The reality that we are entertaining right now and shifting through is one that is inviting us to reclaim our sovereignty, to come back to ourselves, to come back to who we truly are, beyond the material assets, beyond our physical body, beyond our environment, our physical environment. So our body, environment, and time. So we're beyond all of those things. And the intelligence that passed through, it changed me a lot. Or in second thoughts, did it change me, or did it awaken that deeper aspect of me? So if you've had a spiritual awakening, I'd love to hear about yours as well. In this moment, with this torrent of information passing through me and into me, awakening me, tears just streamed from my face constantly. I was constantly activated, where you get those goosebumps and you get the shudders in your body for days and days and days and weeks that followed. And so the very next day, when I was catching up with some friends, they would ask, is everything okay? Because I had shifted. My language had changed. My interpretation of reality had changed. The way that I interacted and interfaced with the external world had shifted and changed. I felt quieter, in awe of what I'd received and in awe of what is ever present and beyond the physical, beyond the mundane, beyond the material universe or material plane that we see. So in sharing this with you is to lead the light within you. You are a light sourced being. You interact with light and you exchange light. Light is information. Information is light. And light carries its information with it. So when you think about quantum leaping, shifting realities, shifting timelines, identity shifting, moving into a more preferred state of being relative to that experience, those experiences, that life that you want, that you prefer, it's about planting your light into your preferred experience. That's where information is shared. And as you pour your information into that new reality, into that new concept of yourself, and you give specific, deliberate, masterful intention to that point of light, as I call it, that reality now becomes animated. Those experiences become animated within you first. And you bring what was once an idea, lifeless, formless, you now breathe life into that. And so why am I mentioning this? Number one, we all carry a message. We all have a message to share with the world, with ourselves, with our greater self, with our soul family, with others to help raise the bar, raise the consciousness on the planet. So we all have a message. And in this one moment and the string of moments that we entertain as being separate from one another, as time, it's all contained now. So that one message that you have could be, it's just love. That's all that it is. Your message might be to move the needle on the consciousness of humanity. Maybe it's in your niche, whether you're serving mothers or fathers, entrepreneurs, or you're working in someone else's business, whatever it may be. There's a message that you carry within inside you, a divine message, a divine instruction, a blueprint. The second point is, or the third point rather, because one moment, one message, one mission. So the third component of one mission is you're here to explore yourself. You're here to upgrade your concept of yourself relative to the illusion that you are separate from all that already is. And if you need to go back and rewind that to listen to it again, you're here to upgrade yourself, to remind yourself, to awaken yourself to those higher states of potential that are already accessible, available to you. So that mission is a service-based mission, service to your gifts, your unique talents and abilities. And we all have those. We all have them. And we may overlook them because we've been taught consistently to compromise who we really are so that we can fit into a model that is right angular to our spherical, circular, feminine principle. So we have to fit into a square. We have to fit into a container that is a construct. This is how we wake up. So instead of combating or battling against what is, know that everything is here to help us awaken. Everything is here to help us raise our own standards, to help us raise our consciousness to the point where we accept and acknowledge and embrace who we really are. And that to step in accepting, acknowledging, and embracing who we really are, we no longer see ourselves as separate. We no longer feel this urge to seek belonging because we always belong. We are always existing because we have always existed. So one moment is this. One message, you have that message. One mission, to be you, to be authentically, uncompromisingly you. And who are you? You are all that you've ever desired already. You are eternal, infinite, unconditional, limitless. You are light. You are information. So if you run a business, take this into your business. Take this into your niche. If you have a family, bring this into your family. If you are in a relationship or seek a relationship, bring this into your relationships. Bring this into the world. because you are not devoid of answers. You are not separated from your truth. You are not finite. You are infinite. And as you listen to this, you expand beyond the borders of space-time, constructed within your ideology and your self-imposed identity. So you expand beyond the identity that wears the mask of limitation, that plays the game of limitation. You're here because you have a very special purpose. You're here because you know what to do and you know why you are here to do it. This is your permission slip. This has been sent divinely to you to hear right now so that you can move the needle on your life and tripwire the events preordained by your higher self and move your life in motion towards the fulfillment of your desires and help other people do the same.